Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Forward Line. I am back this week to talk sewing patterns for beginners. The sewing bee has just started and I know there are lots of people who have watched it and want to take up sewing and not sure where to start, to be honest. I completely understand. The options of sewing patterns are vast and overwhelming, so we thought we'd make a list of sort of really nice simple patterns which are fantastic for beginners. So if you are new to sewing and you want to get started, this is the place for you. We've got a blog post which I'll pop a link down to so you can go and have a look at them all, read more about them, check them out, and I'm also going to talk through some of them for you. We've also got a discount on all of the patterns that are in the blog post, so make sure you go and have a look at it. The code will be available on the post and down in the description below, and it's available until the end of June. So I'm going to get started because I've got some fantastic patterns to talk to you about. So first things first, we've got Tilly and the Buttons Stevie Tunic. If you haven't come across Tilly and the Buttons patterns before, she really focuses on patterns for beginners, so she's a really good place to start. This particular top can be made in a dress or a top version, and I think it's a really good starting point. It's lovely and simple, you can do interesting things with it, and it's gonna be a wardrobe staple, because that is the one thing when you make stuff, you want to make sure that you're going to wear it loads. So I'm going to show you the line drawing, which is kind of like the technical drawing so you can see what you're dealing with. So this is really lovely and simple. You can see from this there's the options there for the dress and the top. So it's got this really nice detail on the back, so there's a seam line that goes along the kind of back of the top or dress, and you can either have a little button tab or a tie at the back. I've seen loads of people do really interesting things where they have that top panel of the back in a different fabric, or you could just have the tie in a different fabric to make a bit of a statement. But it's a really simple shape. There aren't any darts. The sleeves are sort of attached on to the top, which is really easy. So this is a really good place to start. If you like the look of this, I would definitely go and check it out. So next up, another really fantastic simple pattern is the Closet Core Patterns Kilo Top and Dress. Her patterns are really fantastic. Most of them, to be honest, are more at the intermediate level, but this pattern in particular works really well if you're a beginner. So I'm going to show you the line drawing again. There are lots of options with this, so it's a really great pattern. It's really good value for money because you can make so many different variations. So option A, which I'm going to show you, which is probably the easiest one, it's a very simple top. It's got really lovely sleeves. There's a bust dart. So if you have slightly bigger boobs, this pattern is probably better than the Tilly one because it adds a bit of shape over the bust. It's got different sleeve options, so you can add a gathered sleeve as well, which is really lovely shape. Little bit trickier to do, but there are good instructions, so you're in safe hands. And the dress version is a very simple shift shape, and there is also a version with a seam line that goes across the middle of the dress that actually has secret pockets inside, which looks quite complicated but actually is not. So yeah, if you like the look of this, it's a really fantastic option, and it's one that's really popular with lots of people in the sewing community, so definitely go and have a look. Next up, this is a really good pattern if you're looking for something for summer. This is called the Megan Nielsen Eucalypt Tank and Top and Dress. So again, a lot of the patterns come with variations, so you can either make them in a dress or a top, and that's quite common. This is really simple. I think this would be perfect as a beach cover up. The dress version, you just pull it on and go to the beach, or the strap top. I mean, you're never going to not want to wear that each summer. So you can see here it's really simple. It's got a seam down the centre back. There's not a seam down the centre front. Sorry, my laptop is here with all of my intel. And yeah, it's a really great pattern. So it's definitely worth going and having a look if you want something nice and simple and sleeveless as well, which is simple to make. Next up, I've got the Helens Closet York Pinafore. This is such a popular pattern within the sewing community. I'm sure lots of people have seen it and kind of want to make it. It's a really lovely take on a dungaree dress. It's just got a couple of extra details which are really interesting. So if I show you the line drawing, you can see actually that it's a slight cocoon shape. It's got two different variations. They're sort of a lower cut version and a sort of racer cut. There are patch pockets, so you just pop those on. They're really simple, and they've got two variations of the pockets, so you can either go for a kangaroo style one, which is at the front, or two big statement patch pockets, or go without. It's up to you. I'll show you different pictures so that you can get an idea of this, but this is a really lovely, if you want to make a dress and you like a dungaree, then this is a really great option. Next up, we've got another pattern from Megan Nielsen. This is the River Top and Dress. I love this. It's really great. I think it's a really nice shape, and I think you guys will like it too. So if I show you the line drawing, the interesting thing about this is that it's got a raglan sleeve. So this is a raglan sleeve is where the seam goes from under your armpit up to your shoulder. Actually makes installation of a sleeve really simple, so that's the reason that we put this one in. It makes it so much quicker, and this, I really like this pattern because you can actually wear it either way, so it's reversible. Again, a very simple shift shape. It's got nice sleeves and there's an optional tie at the front, but yeah, the raglan sleeve for this is really fantastic, and if you haven't done a sleeve before, this is a really nice place to start because it won't go wrong. And for anyone who's put sleeves in and put them in backwards will understand the pain. Next up, we've got probably the most popular pattern of all time, the True Bias Ogden Cami. This pattern is so popular. People once they've made one, they want to make hundreds of them. I think it's been so popular because it's such a classic shape. It's really lovely and simple, and it's the sort of thing that you can get out each summer and you'll never get bored of. So you can see here, I mean, it's very simple. I almost don't need to explain. A very simple strap top. I've seen people who've made the strap slightly thicker if you wanted to. The thing that's really nice that makes it feel a bit different is that there is a facing on the inside, which means that you don't see any stitching on the outside of it, so it makes it feel quite like a luxurious make. You can make this in lots of different fabrics, and yeah, if you haven't made it and are looking for a lovely simple top, this is a fantastic option. Right, I've got another great top pattern. It's the Friday Pattern Company square neck top. I love this and thought this was worth putting in because it's really simple, but it's got a really interesting neck detail. So this square neckline that's been really popular on the high street recently, this top is lovely and simple. It's got bust darts, it's got grown on sleeves, which means that you don't have to insert a sleeve. It's quite short, but you can extend it if you wanted it a little bit longer, and then it's got this really lovely square neckline, which I think is really flattering and perfect for summer. So if you're looking for a lovely summer top, this is a great option. Right, I've got a kind of a jacket option for you because I thought, mix it up a little bit. The Paper Cut Patterns Lunar Jacket. This is such a good layering piece, perfect for kind of spring moving into summer, or in the UK, a British summer night, which is actually quite chilly. So I'll show you a line drawing. You can see from it, it's actually really simple construction. So it's got these really kind of big wide sleeves, which are almost square, so they're again really simple to insert. It's got patch pockets at the front, and then there are different variations, so you can either have it tied at the front, you can have it without that big sort of statement band, or you can have it with, and you can leave off the patch pockets. So there's quite a lot of variations within this pattern, so you can really make it your own. So we thought this would be a really great option. If you're thinking you'd like to make something for your bottoms, then we thought that the Helens Closet Donovan skirt would be a really fantastic option. It's really nice and simple, and it's quite a modern shape. You can see from this that it's a drawstring skirt, but it's cut quite straight. It's got pockets, and there are 2 length options with this, so you can either go for something below the knee that has a slit up the side, or you can go for something just on the knee or above, depending on what length you like. But this is a great option, and the drawstring is fantastic in terms of fitting because you have less kind of problems on the fit front. You can just pull a little bit tighter and tie it, and it's a really nice thing to learn to sew a channel that you feed something through, so that's a kind of, you learn kind of good skills while you're doing it. So if you're thinking, I'd like something a little bit more comfy, what about a pair of pyjama bottoms? We have got the Tilly and the Buttons Jamie pyjama bottoms and shorts. This is such a great pattern. Again, as I said before, Tilly and the Buttons really is fantastic if you're a beginner. So these are really simple, basic pair of pyjama bottoms that you'll make over and over again and probably be making for your family. So they come in 2 variations. There's an elasticated waist, there's a short version for summer and a longer version for winter. I mean, you can see from the line drawing, really simple. You can make these quite quickly, and I've seen lots of people who've made them for their entire families in matching outfits around Christmas time. So they're really good for presents as well if you're wanting to sort of make stuff for other people. But that is it from us. I thought that would be helpful. Make sure you check out the blog post because there are more patterns that I haven't mentioned, and don't forget to enjoy the discount. Anyway, we'll be back soon with another video. Bye!